Apparently, there's a member of my team that has been talking to you about something I call seven-figure hustle. And if you know what seven figures is, that's $1 million. You see, I believe that every person, you included, should be making $50,000 to $100,000 more a year than you actually get paid at a job, or certainly more than whatever your bills are. Because the truth is, the people that really financially get ahead, they're not just keeping their head afloat by making as much money as they need for their bills. They're making enough money so they can invest and they can buy and sell and own businesses. Seven-figure hustle that you've been hearing a lot about is my solution to this pandemic. And frankly, any person that says, I want to supplement my income, I want to replace my income, or I want downright financial freedom. Now, I wanted to share with you why I put all this together in the first place. When the pandemic hit, my heart really went out to anyone that lost their job. That was 40 million Americans. And guess what? We haven't gotten all those jobs back. But even if you do, or you feel like the government has let you down, if you feel like your job, your boss has let you down, you're starting to maybe wake up and smell the roses and realize your financial freedom, not just paying your bills, it's on you, and no one else here on this planet is designed to solve that for you. Seven-figure hustle is my solution. Now, I want to make sure that you really understand what this is all about. You've heard so far that ultimately what I'm doing is I'm finding projects in your neighborhood that people want, and we're really good at advertising online and then dishing out those leads to the handyman and the contractors and the people that will do the work, and it leaves a really significant tidy profit for you. Let me show you some examples here. When someone gets started with seven-figure hustle, you're looking at $20 million in collective ad expertise, literally money that's been spent learning how to generate these type of ads. Number two, we have found 50 proven businesses, and we find more every single week. And finally, to be successful, I believe that you need step-by-step hand-holding. You need a coach. You need someone that is literally every day doing this to help you figure it out, which is why I've put three main resources together. The first one is I'm going to provide you with several proven businesses. And every time I go out there and find one of these businesses that can make loads of money, I throw a $2,000 value on that. And when you get started with me, I'm going to make several of those available to you. Number two is I've got to get you started right away. This is not a business like, oh, Kris, I'm going to put in an hour or two on the side and I hope to make money 3 months from now. Most businesses do not break even their first year, some of them not even their third, fourth, or fifth year. We're talking about a business, however, with the training we give, that you can be up and going in a matter of days, and literally within the first week or two or three, you've got profits coming into the business. And then finally, aside from getting you that step-by-step coaching and training, you need that ongoing training that comes from our private seven-figure hustle community. Just imagine for a moment all these entrepreneurs coming together, the newbies that are just figuring it out, the experienced ones that are making some crazy good money, and then you've got me, you've got my coaches, one that I'm about to introduce you to, that is actually out there making this happen. Now, making this video, I just want to make sure there's no confusion. I really want you to understand what this looks like. So let me give you a couple of examples here of what's actually happening. These are literally pulled right off of our private community page. I've got Christy here that says, oh my gosh, I just got paid for my first job. I made $250. And you know what? $250 is not life-changing, but most people don't even make $250 in a day. When you're a new entrepreneur and you figure out how to do that, you know, it starts expanding your vision of possibility. I've got Lori here that says, hey guys, the system works. I just started my latest hustle. I've been brokering jobs out at $1,500, but the hustle only costs $900. So I make $600 a job. In the last 48 hours, I've closed on 4 deals. I've made $2,400. This is just a few days ago. She's since informed me that she's done 2 more. So she's made $3,600 in a very short period of time. This is Troy. He says, I'm closing 3 deals every single day. We're profiting around $10,000 per day. This is big news for a lot of people. And then I've got Isaac Dibb over here that says, guys, think outside the box. He decided to actually bid a pergola for like a city park, and they paid $275,000 for the structure, and he made 15%. So somewhere around, I don't know, $35,000, $40,000 just on a single deal. Now, that's not normal. You shouldn't expect that, but I do want you to see that when you join this community, this is what hustlers are out there producing. There's a few more that I want to show you. This is Itzel. He says, just closed on my first HVAC job. I received $1,700. Tucker says, just closed a landscaping job, 27,000 square feet. I got another 5,000 square foot job. And today, total profit, $7,500. Let's go. Micah says, I profited $250 off a little 1,000 square foot sod job. And then I've got Yao over here that says, Make sure to use the resources available to promote your business. This customer reached out to me after posting my Facebook yard sale. Total profit, $400. So here's what I'm really trying to show you here. It's okay to have a job and work for somebody else. And for most people, that's about getting your bills covered. But here we're talking about making $50,000 or $100,000 more than your expenses. I believe what you need so that you can buy and sell businesses, so that you can buy real estate, so that you can invest meaningfully in a way where in time you can become a multimillionaire, and you're the one responsible for that. Let me show you a couple of people that are taking this to a whole new level. These are some of my students. PJ, literally in his first month, he was skeptical. He says, I was very hesitant and skeptical before starting with Kris, but I was wrong. The level of support and mentorship you get is amazing. In the last 2 weeks, I've made thousands of dollars and can't wait to make even more. And you know what? You might be watching this and thinking, I've been burned before. I've tried things that hasn't worked. And the reality is, if you work this, it will work for you. And PJ figured that out. I've got Laurie right here. She says, being a hustler is great. Currently, I have $10,000 in my pipeline. And then on the far right here, I've got Heather. She says, I'm a mother of 6 young kids. Kris's program has given me the opportunity to make money at home while being a mom. In a month, I completed 20 jobs and made $27,000. I've had a lot of success so far, which is very refreshing. And you know what Heather told me in a private interview? She says that she does this Friday morning for 3 hours so that she can be a mom and put her focus where her heart really is. Now, I do have a couple of people that are going a lot further, and I think it's important for you to understand possibility here. Then I'm going to introduce you briefly to a couple of people that are literally living and breathing this every single day. This is Steve. Like, once COVID hit, I just basically got in touch with Steve after a year, because when he got started, he sent me this text you can see on the screen, and he said, Kris, here's my bank account, $300,000. That is after this guy has upgraded, like they're on a boat right here. He's upgraded his vehicles, he's upgraded his house, and he's taken this to a whole new level. And he basically says, roof day, thank God, and Kris. And here he's literally doing big projects. Like, he's now hustling with roofs, with pools. And that's what's led to this really big amount of money that he's made. Every time I get on the phone with Steve though, what I love and appreciate the most is that he's a true hustler. I'm always telling my hustlers, put in an hour or two a day. This guy's made it full time. And that's why you're seeing some of the financial results that he has here, is because he says, I closed down my other shop. I found a better business. Why would I go back? Now he's scaling it. Now he's growing it. Lots of potential. Let me show you someone though that is actually here with me. I'm going to present them in just a minute. They've been working this for less than 4 weeks. Let's see what they've created. This is Tanner. Tanner made $7,000 in 3.5 weeks, and he did something that a lot of hustlers are doing that's a little different. Even though I give you these proven businesses, his family has an existing business that deals with things that I don't even understand, with like makeup and eyeliner stuff. We'll ask him in a minute. But they basically took the technology that we provided them, they aimed it at their business, and in just 3.5 weeks cleared $7,000. I think that's pretty amazing. Let's actually come here, you and I, to Tanner right now and get a chance to meet him, as well as Luke, one of my top coaches. How are we doing, guys?
Good, doing well.
You're glad to have you. Tanner, I want to start with you.
Yeah.
Like, what inspired you to take the 7-figure hustle and say, before I launch Kris's Proven Hustles, I'm going to apply this to my sister's business?
Honestly, it was just the idea itself of generating leads.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple, but not a lot of people are doing it. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, let's innovate on this idea. Obviously it works.
Yeah.
Let's try it with something different that it's already a proven business.
Yeah.
It already works, it generates money. Why not try to grow on that?
Yeah, and I'm just kind of curious. I mean, you're fresh in this, but share with everyone here, what kind of plans have you and your sister made for the year? Like, what are some goals that you now have based on what you've seen so far?
So right now we have a goal of $200,000 to generate in revenue by the end of the year.
And by the way, how does that make you and your sister feel when you look at that, when we are in literally a post-pandemic world where tons of people are suffering right now? What's it like actually thriving and not just surviving?
Honestly, it's kind of surreal that that's even possible with this kind of business, let alone in a pandemic kind of world.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses like this have suffered. And so to see this business just thrive and continue to grow and expand, it's incredible.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, I'm super happy for you. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Right now, the last thing I want to do with you today is I want to introduce you to Luke. That when I started this project, I said, Luke, I've got to start with my first coach. I need to deposit $20 million worth of ad experience on somebody. And Luke came into my world and became one of my coaches. But one of the reasons why is because he's naturally an entrepreneur, he's out there growing businesses, and you saw a way to apply this technology just like Tanner did to one of your existing businesses. Like, what happened for you just this last summer?
Yeah, so I have a rock business. We blast out of a big mountain, landscaping rock, and we deliver it all over Utah. And we'd never done any kind of lead generation. And when you had shown me how to do that, I decided, just like Tanner, how can I apply it to my own business? So we did that, generated leads, and with an established business, we were 10 years in business, we did $60,000 more than we had ever done in the past 10 years based on those lead generation.
Really? And is that an all year round business, or is that just
It's seasonal? So that's just for 3 months worth of work.
So you're saying just with this technology in a 3-month period, you cleared an extra 60,000 in profits?
Yes. Yep.
Dude, is that exciting?
It's awesome, man.
Dude,
It's awesome.
I'm pumped for you.
Yeah, thank you.
But here's the question that I really want to ask Luke and put him on the spot for. You are clearly an entrepreneur. You've got several hustles going. You're making tons of money.
Yeah.
And yet, me and my team, which is filled usually with entrepreneurs, we call them intrapreneurs because they're growing their businesses or their real estate portfolio or everything else while they're actually working with me. Why would you choose to take a position with me when you're clearly doing well financially?
Yeah, so for me, as a kid, security was not like a real thing. It was always
Like, what do you mean by that?
Day to day, we didn't know if the lights were going to be on. I remember being afraid to play on the jungle gym because if I broke my arm, we couldn't pay for it.
Got it.
And so when I learned how to make money, you couldn't stop me from sharing it with everybody else.
Yeah.
And so that's why I coach and do what I do.
Well, yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, I relate to that so much because I still get people these days ask me, like, Kris, why do you spend 4 hours every week making all these YouTube and social media videos for the world? I'm like, 99.99999% of those people I'm never going to meet and interact with. But I know that there's a percentage of them whose lives are most certainly better off. And for you that's watching this video, I want you to understand that engaging with our 7-figure hustle community, listen, whether your goal is to make an extra $1,000 or $2,000 a month, or whether you're trying to replace your job, you might even have the opportunity to work directly with Luke and have him coach you, do some one-on-one with you to make sure that you have all the accountability for your first 90 days out the gate, that you get to turn this into money and really figure out how to take something that can feel hard and difficult and make it actually doable, easier. You know what I mean? So, Luke, any final advice that you'd give anyone here that's actually considering whether coaching with you or just being a part of this family that makes money together, what advice would you share for anyone considering the 7-figure hustle program?
Yeah, I would definitely do it. I know that sounds cheesy, but there's nothing out there like it. If you actually do what we teach and you follow along with it and you put the effort in, you make really good money. There's not a single person I wouldn't recommend this to. Awesome.
Well, Luke and Tanner, thank you guys. I appreciate you. And I want to thank you for your time right now to sit here, be with me for a few minutes. I thought it only fair that I share my perspective with you on what a hustler is, the tools, the resources that are available, and the possibilities of what can really happen. Here's what I can tell you. If you work the program works. And if you're a little bit skittish or worried of like, maybe this won't work for me, then you should definitely talk to a member of my team about having a coach, because when you have that hands-on accountability and they're there with you every step of the way, that's when you take something that is scary or foreign or unknown and make it a lot easier and doable. And that means that literally in the next couple of months, you could discover not just financial freedom, but a whole new way of life, a whole new world of possibility. And that's really what my message is all about. So if this feels exciting, like something you want to do, but there's a party that's nervous or maybe even scared, what I want you to understand is we all felt that way in the beginning. My real question for you is, despite that feeling, does it feel right? Does your intuition, does your gut say, this is something I really need to do? If it does, take the leap of faith. Let's do this together. Let's learn to hustle and kill it.